Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a fresh video, and in today's video I am going to discuss and review the proposed new scheme of education for CA course from the point of view of a student. As you all know, I am also a CA student, and from my point of view I am going to discuss and review the proposed scheme of education for chartered accountancy. So let's start. If you are new to my channel, please considering subscribing to my channel and also give this video a like. And in this video, I am going to discuss about the CA foundation and CA intermediate level because I think myself capable to only review or to explain about CA foundation and intermediate as I am a CA intermediate level student. So let's start today's video. Our first topic is Pathway to CA under new scheme. So Pathway to CA under new scheme is regarding the level that we have to pass or that we have to do to become a chartered accountant, a proud chartered accountant. So let's start. First of all, register for foundation after passing class 10th registration valid for 4 years. We can register for CA Foundation after passing our class 10th examination, and that registration should be valid for 4 years. So, after registration, we have to complete our class 12th examination, appear for foundation examination after appearing for 10+2 examination, and completion of 4 months from registration. So we have to appear for our 10+2 examination and complete 4 months of study period. For your kind information, in the existing scheme of education, we also need to complete 4 months of study period to appear in foundation examination. Passing marks 50% in each paper, similar as to existing scheme. We have to acquire at least 50% of marks to pass CA Foundation examination. After passing or appearing for CA Foundation examination, the next step, register for intermediate course after passing foundation examination or graduate or postgraduate with requisite marks. Registration valid for 5 years plus 5 years with revalidation. So, after appearing for CA Foundation examination or qualifying our graduation or post-graduation, we can appear for CA Intermediate examination. Our registration for CA Intermediate examination will be valid for 5 years, and after 5 years, we can revalidate it for another 5 years. So, registration for CA Intermediate is complete. Now, the next step. Registration for intermediate course should be treated as registered for business accounting associate. So, when we are registering for CA intermediate examination, we would be considered to apply or register for business accounting associate. So, a CA intermediate student or CA intermediate qualified student should be also called a business accounting associate. I like this program, Business Accounting Associate. As a student point of view, I like this Business Accounting Associate program. After qualifying CA Intermediate Group 1 examination, we can become a Business Accounting Associate. So, the next step. After registering for CA Intermediate examination, appear for Intermediate examination, 6 papers, 2 groups. After completion of study period of 8 months, passing marks 40% in each paper and 50% in each group. So, similar to our existing scheme, we have to pass the CA intermediate examination by acquiring 40% marks in each subject and 50% marks in each group. But there is a difference In our existing scheme of education, CA Intermediate has 8 papers divided into 2 groups, that is 4 papers in each group. But in the new scheme, there would be 3 papers in each group, that is 6 papers in total. But in the new scheme, we have to complete a study period of 8 months, that is similar to the existing course. So we have sat for the examination, CA Intermediate examination. Now the next. Pass both groups of intermediate examination. Complete integrated course on information technology and soft skills and commence articleship. So after passing both groups of CA Intermediate examination, we also have to complete the ICAI TSS, that is a 1 month course of information technology and soft skills. This is also similar to the existing scheme of education. After that, we would be eligible for articleship. In our existing scheme of education, after qualifying CA Intermediate Group 1, we can start our articleship, or a graduate student who is entering from direct entry route can first start articleship and then appear for CA Intermediate examination. But this would not be possible in the new scheme of education. After application of this new scheme, we have to qualify CA Intermediate examination, both groups, and then we can start or commence our articleship. Now the next step. Register for final course and registration valid for 10 years, which can be revalidated every 10 years. After every 10 years. So, after qualifying our CA Intermediate examination, completing our 1 month course of ICAI TSS, we can register for articleship and then register for our final examination. The registration for final course or CA final should be valid for 10 years, and after every 10 years, it can be revalidated for another 10 years. So we have registered for CA Intermediate examination. Now the next. Articleship period will be 2 years, of which second year can be industrial training. Eligible leave 24 days for 2 years, that is 12 days a year. So after registering for final examination or CA final, we have to do our articleship for 2 years. In the existing course of education, we should have done 3 years of articleship. But in the new course, it is 2 years. And the second year of articleship can be an industrial training. So, the leave has also reduced. The leave is only 12 months, 12 days a year. That is 24 days in total period of articleship. So, after completion of articleship, our next step comes. Undergo advanced integrated course on information technology and soft skills course. Pass self-paced online modules and complete articleship before appearing for final examination. So, when doing our articleship or after completion of our articleship, we must complete the AICI TSS or Advanced Integrated Course of Information Technology and Soft Skills. That is also a 1 month course that needs to be done before sitting for CA final examination. We must also complete a 4 module, that is online self-paced 4 module, and pass that examination with 50% of marks and complete our articleship to be eligible to sit in CA final examination. After being eligible for CA final examination, the next step. Appear for final examination. 6 papers, 2 groups. After and completion of 6 months from end of articleship. After completion of articleship, we have to complete a 6 months study period, after which we should be eligible to sit in CA final examination. Passing marks 40% in each paper and 50% in each group. Similar to existing scheme of education, we have to secure 40% in each subject and 50% in each group. But the paper number is reduced. In the current scheme, we have 8 papers divided into 2 groups. But in the new scheme, we only have 6 papers divided into 2 groups. That is 3 papers in each group. So after completion of a CA final examination, a candidate getting exemption in any paper will need to pass the remaining papers within the next 3 attempts. So any candidate who secures exemption in any paper should complete or pass his examination in the next 3 attempts, similar to the existing course of education. The exemption can be availed further subject to passing marks of 50% in each paper. In each paper, 50% marks should be taken or should be secured. Pass both group of final examination. The next step, pass both group of final examination and apply for ICAI membership. Congratulations, we are a chartered accountant now. We are a member of the second largest accounting body of the world. To apply for certificate of practice, undergo 1 year work experience under a fellow chartered accountant in practice. So, to secure a certificate of practice, after qualifying or clearing both groups in CA final examination, we have to complete a 1 year work experience under a fellow chartered accountant to be eligible for a certificate of practice. If you ask about my suggestion or my feedback from a student point of view, actually I do not like this scheme. I would have preferred 3 years of articleship rather than 1 year of work experience under a fellow chartered accountant after qualifying CA finals. So yes, the previous existing scheme of education regarding articleship was more considerable or my favorite one. Now the next, training period time allotted. This slide shows the time allotted for each step for becoming a chartered accountant. Total number of days of training in current scheme 1095 days, that is 365 days into 3 years, it is 1095 days. In proposed scheme 730 days only, that is 365 days for 2 years. Leaves permitted, as we all know, in CA found in our existing scheme, our articleship allowed us a 1/7 day holiday or leave, that is 156 days of leave in 3 years of articleship. But in the proposed scheme, our leave has been reduced, that is 24 leaves, 12 leaves per year. If, as per the current scheme of education, was continued, then in the proposed scheme, that is for 2 years, we would be eligible for 104 leaves, but 104 leaves is reduced to 24 leaves. If we have taken the current scheme of education into action, then we would be eligible for at least 104 leaves. But there is no problem, we can opt for this and we would be happy to learn. Because our leave is reduced, we can focus on learning our skills and improving our skills. Okay, now the number of Sundays and Saturdays. A number of Sundays are given 52 in a year, 156 in current scheme and 104 in the proposed scheme. Number of gazetted holidays 45 in current, 30 in this proposed. Paid leaves for advanced ITT and MCS, that is for the AICI TSS, is 30 in the existing scheme, but in the proposed scheme it is 0. Sad to know, but okay. Effective days of training. In the current scheme, effective days of training is 708 days, and in the proposed scheme, it is 572 days. Difference between period of training under current and proposed scheme, it is 136 days. Another note is given, advanced ITT and MCS can be done after completion of training under proposed scheme. After completion of the articleship period or training period, we can opt for doing our AICI TSS. So the next training period, that is time allotted for each step. Registration for foundation or appear for class 10 plus 2, that is our start, that is the kick start to our CA journey. In current scheme and proposed scheme, they are the same, that is the starting point. Appear for foundation examinations, we have 4 months of study period in both of the scheme. Study for intermediate examination, we have 8 months of study period for both the schemes, current as well as proposed. For our articleship, in the current scheme, we had 36 months, that is 3 years. But in the current scheme or the proposed scheme, that is 24 months only, that is 2 years. Study for final examination, that is the study period for final examination. In the current scheme, we have 0. But in the proposed scheme, we have 6 months of study period for our final examination. Total period to become a ICAI member or a member of the second largest accounting body, the enlightened member. So in the current scheme, we are consuming 48 months, but in the proposed scheme, we would be consuming 42 months. Work experience for applying for certificate of practice, in current scheme 0, but in proposed scheme 12 months. This is a sad point for me. Yes, I personally do not like this scheme, and this is a sad point for me. But many of my friends, I discussed this topic with many of my friends, but they like this. So yes. So a note is given. The above neither includes time taken for declaration of results nor waiting time before next exam falls due. However, with the proposal to conduct online examination and or more than 2 exams in a year, the time for results or next exam due would come down. Now, a comparison between existing and proposed scheme of education. For foundation, we have 4 papers. In the new scheme or proposed scheme, we would have 4 papers. In intermediate level, we have 8 papers, that is group 1 of 4 papers and group 2 of 4 papers. But in the new scheme or proposed scheme, there are 6 papers, that is group 1 3 papers and group 2 3 papers. So 6 papers in total. In the new scheme or proposed scheme, there is a self-paced online module. There are 4 modules, but this thing was absent in the present or existing scheme of education. This would be like a new opportunity. In the present or existing scheme, in final examination, CA final, there are 8 papers. That is group 1 4 papers, group 2 4 papers. In the new or proposed scheme, there are 6 papers in final examination, that is group 1 3 papers and group 2 3 papers. Now, entry to CA foundation level. Eligibility for admission. Register with Board of Studies after passing class 10 examination. Both are same. Proposed scheme and the existing scheme, both are similar in this step. Validity for registration 4 years, and in the existing scheme no restriction. Existing scheme no restriction, but in new scheme 4 years. Eligibility for appearance in examination. Appear in foundation examination. This is as per proposed scheme. Appear in foundation examination after appearing in class 12 examination and completing minimum study period of 4 months and before the first day of the month in which examination is held. In the existing scheme, appear in foundation examination after class 12 examination and completing minimum period of 4 months before the first day of the month of examination. So this is also similar. Nothing is different. This is similar. Let's read the note. If a candidate is not able to clear foundation examination within 4 years of registration, he can opt for alternative route of direct entry to intermediate course subject to fulfilling stipulated conditions. 4 month study period has been specified and cut-off dates, that is 1st January and 1st July, have been removed. This will also enable holding of foundation examinations more than 2 times in a year. Now, CA foundation level papers. In our current scheme, we have 4 papers. Paper 1, Principles and Practice of Accounting. Paper 2, Business Laws and Business Correspondence and Reporting. Paper 3, Business Mathematics and Logical Reasoning and Statistics. Paper 4, Business Economics and Business and Commercial Knowledge. But in the new or proposed scheme, Paper 1 will be Accounting, which would include some of the topics from CA intermediate level also. Paper 2 would be Business Laws. So, Business Correspondence and Reporting would get missing. Paper 3 would be Quantitative Aptitude, businesses including Business Mathematics, Logical Reasoning and Statistics. So, the categories or the contents would be the same. Paper 4, Business Economics. That in that case, Business and Commercial Knowledge or BCK would go missing. So let us read the note. Paper 1, a portion from the subject Accounting at the intermediate level in the current CA course would be included in the proposed scheme so as to increase the standard of foundation level. Paper 2, Business Correspondence and Reporting, is not being separately included in the new course. Instead, to facilitate students with the requisite communication skills, an online course would be launched on English or business communication, which would be recommendatory. Also, Paper 2, a dedicated 100 marks descriptive paper against 60 marks paper in the current CA course is proposed for business laws, which would help assess communication skills in addition to understanding laws. As we all know, for a CA student, learning or understanding company laws or any other law is very important. Paper 4, a dedicated 100 marks paper as against 60 marks paper in the current CA course on business economics will include topics from the subject Economics from Finance at the intermediate level in the current CA course. Students would get exposure of business and commercial knowledge as part of the practical training in a more integrated manner and is therefore excluded in the new course. Our next topic is entry to CA intermediate level. Eligibility for admission. A student, as per proposed scheme, a student who have passed CA foundation and class 12 examination or through direct entry route, commerce graduate or postgraduate with minimum 55% marks, or other graduates or postgraduates with minimum 60% marks, or intermediate level past candidates of Institute of Company Secretaries of India and Institute of Cost Accountants of India. As per existing scheme, it was also similar. A student who has passed CA Foundation and Class 12th examination through direct entry route, commerce graduates and postgraduates with minimum 55% marks, and other graduates with 60% marks, or intermediate level of ICSI and ICWAI. So this was pretty similar. Next, validity of registration. As per proposed scheme, 5 years. Revalidation with prescribed fees permitted once. That would be again for 5 years. As per existing scheme, it was 4 years only. In proposed 5, existing 4. Eligibility for appearance in examination, foundation or direct entry route with 8 months of study period. As per existing scheme, foundation route 8 months of study period, direct entry route after completion of 9 months of practical training. After completion of 9 months of practical training, as per existing scheme, a student would be eligible for CA intermediate examination. In case of graduates or postgraduates, students can provisionally register in the final year of graduation or post-graduation, and the 8-month study period would be counted from the date of provisional registration. They should have, however, passed graduation or post-graduation, as the case may be, with prescribed minimum marks at the time of making an application for appearing in intermediate examination. CA intermediate level papers. As per current scheme, there are 8 papers in CA intermediate level. Paper 1, Accounting. Paper 5 is Advanced Accounting. This would be combined into Advanced Accounting. That would make up the Paper 1 of proposed scheme. Paper 1 of proposed scheme. Now we have Paper 2, Corporate and Other Laws. That would remain similar. Corporate and Other Laws. Paper 3 consists of Cost and Management Accounting. That would also remain the same, Cost and Management Accounting in our Paper 3 in as per proposed scheme. Paper 4 we have Taxation. Similarly, Paper 4 will consist of Taxation. In our Paper 6 we have Auditing and Assurance. Our Paper 5 in proposed scheme would become the Auditing and Assurance, as Paper 5 of current education scheme, that is Advanced Accounting, is already merged with Paper 1 of proposed scheme. So Paper 6 of this is completed, and this would get converted into Paper 5. Paper 7 of our current scheme is Enterprise Information Systems and Strategic Management, and Paper 8 is Financial Management and Economics for Finance. Paper 6A of proposed scheme would be Financial Management, and Paper 6B would be Strategic Management, and that Paper 8 will become Paper 6, but Paper 7 would get missing. Paper 7 of EIS-SM would get missing. So this is converted into this is converted into this, and this is converted into this. Let's read the notes. Instead of 2 papers on accounting in current CA course, there would be a single paper, Advanced Accounting. However, there will be no reduction in the content, which is covered in 2 papers in the present scheme vis-a-vis 1 paper in the proposed scheme. Some portion will be moved to foundation level, as we have discussed earlier. The paper on corporate laws would cover the Companies Act in its entirety, since business laws is already covered at foundation level through a 100 marks paper. Instead of a paper on enterprise information system at this level, information technology education is being integrated with subjects at the final level. Now let's come to the next topic, CA intermediate level papers self-paced online module. Self-paced online module that needs to be completed with 50% of marks before being eligible to sit in CA final examination, but this needs to be given after passing the CA intermediate examinations. So let us read the note. Self-paced online learning modules encompassing different fields are being introduced which students can learn and qualify at their own pace after qualifying intermediate examination and before writing final examination. Such creative combination of disciplines would inculcate cross-disciplinary thinking and facilitate innovative reasoning. So set A would be compulsory. Set A would be compulsory. Set B also will be compulsory. Set C and set D, any one to be selected. Either set C or set D. From the set C, set D, any one of the two would be selected. From set C, you can select this specialization from this list. From this list of 10 things, you can select a specialization. And in set D, incorporating multidisciplinary approach envisaged in NEP 2020, that is new education policy. NEP 2020 is the new education policy. From this options, you can also select your course, your favorite module to be studied to give your examination. But this all would be compulsory. These all would be compulsory. Now, the last portion, that is the extras. Pass percentage. As per proposed foundation, 50% in each paper. In intermediate, 40% marks in individual paper and 50% marks in aggregate to pass the group. Let's ignore the final examination because I am not talking about the final examination at this time because I don't think myself capable enough to talk at this topic or at that stage. As per existing foundation, for passing foundation examination, 40% in each paper and 50% in aggregate with negative marking. So yes, in our times we had negative marking in foundation examination, and that is why we had the 40% in each paper level per option. But in the proposed scheme, it is 50% in each paper. As per existing scheme in intermediate level, 40% marks in individual paper and 50% marks in aggregate to pass the group. So similar as to proposed scheme. So it is proposed for an intermediate student for self-paced online modules. The minimum marks for passing each module would be 50%. So yes, thank you for being in this video. This was my video about the new CS course or new or proposed scheme of CA course as per CTET 2022. And as if you ask my suggestion or my feedback, I love this scheme, but I have only a problem with this articleship point because I would have preferred a 3 years of articleship than to do a post qualification or post qualification work experience under a fellow chartered accountant. So yes, I love this topic and thank you for being with me. Please subscribe to my channel and also give this video a like if you could understand what I said. If you have any suggestions for me or any feedback regarding this video or my channel, please feel free to write it in the comment section down below. And also, if you have any doubt, please write it in the comment section down below. And I'm your brother. Please support my channel and thank you for watching. Thanks for this video. Bye bye.